Welcome to San Gennaro. Welcome to New York City. This is as big as trash gets, baby. This is episode Who Knows What, live from New York. We're going to see some real big city trash today here, down in the Little Italy / Chinatown area. I'm excited. Welcome to Trash Talk. If you've been with us before, you know what it's all about. And if this is your first time, this is a great time to be joining. As you can tell, I've gotten the call up to the big city. So yeah, we're gonna walk, we're gonna pick up some trash, and we're gonna have a real nice time. And we won't be offering maybe those signature New York views, Times Square, whatever. That's things, I don't think you need the panoramic view of that. There's 90 million selfie stick videos from Times Square. Oh, thought you were getting away, did you? Cigarette plastic. But no, I think this is a unique area. We're closer to Chinatown. I personally came down here because the very first time I came to New York was in 2012. Spent a little time here, no big deal. And what is this? They're gonna have all sorts of crazy cans. Can't wait to see it. Anyway, when I came here on my own, I spent a lot of time in Chinatown. I would go to Sarah Roosevelt Park, which is just up ahead, which I'm gonna make my way to. And I would play pickup soccer. And I would then get a vermicelli bowl from the restaurant right across the park, which we might get to see. So you can get a real nostalgic tour of me on this. Hopefully, around the time I'm wrapping up from this garbage, I will be able to, I hope you guys saw that, play some pickup soccer again. I was here in May to see Glengarry Glen Ross with my girlfriend and Chloe, cardboard specialist. Ooh, look. One of those classic little drink parasols. That's fun. Oh, didn't make it in my bucket. That's getting back in there. Anyway, when I came that time, I visited the field again, and I thought, no way there'll be a sweet pickup game forming just as I walk up. And that's exactly what happened last time I was here. Real nice runs, and I got in on a game where, I'm not gonna lie, I was delighting the fans. And by the fans, I mean the 7 or 8 homeless guys who sit outside the cage where we were playing soccer. And yeah, I'm hoping we can recreate that. I'm using a new style of picker. You guys who watch the show might know that half of the show is really just me criticizing pickers. Oh, look at this, a cigar butt, and the ends of a corn dog stick. That is classic big city trash, ladies and gentlemen. You don't get that. You don't get that in Winnipeg. You don't get that in Lethbridge. There's a fucking calamity over here. I'm not even gonna bother with all that. What was I talking about? The soccer cage. It's already gone. That's the joys of trash talk, ladies and gentlemen. It's very ephemeral, very fluid. Oh look, this is a playing card, or is this a tarot card? It's a playing card. The Queen. I thought it was a Queen of Swords or Daggers or something, just a regular one. I had a big weekend in Winnipeg, recording my special at Lucy's Comedy Club. So I thought, as a little reward, why don't I burn up my points? Yeah, got in yesterday. Already had a great trip where I met up with a very funny comedian, Mark Little, Canadian, who makes his way in New York now. Or is based in New York, I should say. I mean, he tours all over. And yeah, he's launching a podcast. He's not releasing it, so I'm not sure what I'm allowed to say. I will say it is insane. It's super funny. He's a really good comedian, but he might, I don't know if he would call himself an actor or an improviser first and foremost, but he's a really good improviser. His show is pretty improv-y. This isn't actually the way I wanted to go. I wanted to get straight to the soccer field, but I guess I was lured in by the Welcome to San Gennaro sign, which I think that's in The Sopranos, the festival that they sponsor when Paulie cheaps out on the fare providers and gets some rides that go haywire and bust a kid's teeth or whatever. So I guess I was kind of just lured in by that. Broken charger wire. Oh, there you go. Yeah, god damn it, this thing just won't come into my bucket. Trip yesterday, started yesterday, going to record at Mark's place. Bed-Stuy? Way down the J line. And we recorded for a little bit, super funny, and then I went to the Sour Mouse, came back to Manhattan for a comedian, Ashley Gavin, who I met actually in Winnipeg when she was doing Rumors, and I opened for her all week, and we had a really good time. And she's super interesting because she's a really good comedian, like just could do any room, but blew up on TikTok during COVID when, I guess a lot of people were blowing up on TikTok with a lot of crowd work clips, and in her crowd, like, she's gay, and so she has she has the ability to roast the gays in a way that really nobody else can, and I think that has really set her apart. It added some rocket fuel to her career, which, I mean, she's super talented. She would have gotten whatever she wanted at comedy anyway, but now she can tour all over, and the gays come to see her, and then she has this standing house show at Sour Mouse every Sunday, and it's funny because by her estimation, she was so apologetic yesterday. Oh yeah, sorry, it's a smaller crowd tonight, smaller crowd. It's like there's still like 50 or 60 people on a Sunday who paid to be there, and like it's kind of a small room. Like as the room was normally set up, like you really only could have fit like an extra 15 or 16 people. And she's like, oh, well, sometimes like we open the curtains and it goes all the way back. I'm like, that'd be too much room, to be honest. It's like this big gaming room. You're gonna lose me now as we go by the street cleaner. I see you, buddy. I tried to give that guy a little salute. I tried to give that guy the picker salute like we're on the same team. He didn't fucking acknowledge me one bit. That guy did not give two shits about me. Anyway, this is still stuck on there. I'm trying to pick up a flyer sign there. Okay, well this street's looking clean now thanks to the street cleaner. I guess I'll make my way towards where I was going. That was my first day. Got through a podcast, got to do a show. The gays, I don't want to say they didn't like me. I wouldn't say they loved me. There's a learning curve there. I bet if I went back to that room, I could give them exactly what they want. More twink-based humor. And I had a very nice chat with Ashley and her lovely partner after, who's just a sweetheart. Who they've been seeing each other for 5 years, and yeah, her girlfriend still, just came down to see her weekly bar show to see her work on some material. Sort of got roasted from the stage. Not roasted from the stage, but Ashley called her out from the stage, and it was a very sweet interaction. So yeah, it was just nice to talk to them, just nice to meet nice normal people in comedy. A lot of cunts out there, so you got to savor the normal interactions. I will quickly say, I remembered what I was going to say now about the picker, which is that anybody who watches the show knows I talk a lot about the pickers. This show might actually just become a picker-based review. As I'm trying to figure out how to monetize the show, I'm realizing the only consistent thing I talk about in review is different litter pickers. So maybe that's why I got to start reaching out. So I, at home, have, I don't even know what it is. It's like a very utility grade picker. That's great. It doesn't even have a brand on it. I'm sure it does somewhere, but basically I've had to buy the Mastercraft a couple times on the road, which ranges in price, but normally you can get it at, a Canadian Tire or similar for like $13, $14. Last time in Ottawa, I had to buy, can't remember what it was. I bought it from Preston Hardware, like a locally owned hardware store. And it was like, again, 12 or 13, but I did not like those pickers. If you watch the Ottawa episode, you'll notice Steve Love and I having to constantly use our hands, which is not what you want. Yeah, so today I had to go to a Home Depot, Home Hardware, and get the Professional Unger. And this thing is solid, and it has an underhand style grip, which I've never seen. Well, I shouldn't say I've never seen it. I have seen it before, but I've never used one. This is definitely a good picker, getting super flat objects, but this was like 20 USD. So I'll be honest with you folks, I am losing my goddamn ass on the production of these trash talks now that I'm going on the road. So I've never hit up for sponsors before. Some people have been very generous to give sponsors. As you can tell, I'm still wearing my Legacy moving shirt. So if anybody wants to become the new t-shirt sponsor. Legacy was very nice, but technically I guess our deal only extended for the first month. And full volume conversation in the street. See, I don't like it, and yet who am I to criticize? And yet that was egregious. We'll give her a little grace because she's a fine Latina New York babe. So let's be honest, I would never say anything to her, but I certainly didn't like it. Ah, damn it. Some tinfoil there. But yeah, basically I'm losing my ass buying these pickers in every new city and then leaving them behind. I would actually love to fly back with this one, but you'll also notice what I've done is not remove the packaging, because there's a greater than 0% chance I try and return this tomorrow after I do hopefully a couple more trash talks with some different guests, some New York comedians and whatever. But I do think that the setup today cost me like 68 USD or something between 2 pickers, buckets, garbage bags. Oh yeah, I'm lining my bin today because this bucket may have to return to the hotel room with me, and I would love to not have it be just caked in trash at the bottom. And also I did notice in other cities, as I pointed out, like sometimes it's hard to find a dumpster, so I think I'm gonna try using bag liners today and then I can just kind of leave the bags like next to bins, and hopefully then I'm not just creating the exact same problem that I'm trying to solve by leaving trash behind. But god damn it, my bin's already full. Because yeah, I cheaped out on the bags. I bought 8-gallon bags, and they're maybe not the perfect size for this bucket, so we'll see how much I get jammed up here today. But yeah, we are definitely in New York. I say this is a place that could only look like New York. I guess there's some other cities that could look like this. Honestly, there's about 3 blocks of Winnipeg that looks like this, and we get used for films all the time. But yeah, we're getting full here. I'm gonna try just abandoning this bucket. Not abandoning this bucket, changing my liners here. See if I can get a smooth system for this. I don't know how this is gonna work out, folks. I have 2 pickers, one's back in my hotel room. The reason I got the idea I could return is the other picker I bought. I know it kind of looks like somebody has already bought and returned it. It definitely looks like, just gotta put this down. Don't love this, touching the ground. Basically, I noticed that somebody had done this and then the store had sort of just scotch taped it back the way it's meant to be. So I think I might try and return, and if they want to scotch tape it back up, then they can do that and everybody wins. But trash talk in New York, definitely when I started, this would have been a dream. I mean, I would say it was the dream that I would be doing it in a way where somebody had sponsored me, so I wasn't, again, losing my ass buying supplies. But whatever. What is losing your ass? What is burning $100? It doesn't really mean anything. And yeah, actually I had a pretty good weekend at Lucy's, so I'll just convert all that money from ticket sales on my special to garbage supplies, and in that way nobody's really losing anything, right? But yeah, if you were in Winnipeg, you're fucking, god damn it, how did I get the first one to tie on so easily? This is the real show. It's just me fucking cursing and suffering, and I hope you people, you fucking animals, enjoy it. I think it's my gloves that's making it hard to tie on. Fuck. Yeah, I'm blaming the gloves. Let's tie this off. Somebody's just gonna kick me in the back of the head sooner or later, so I gotta keep moving. There's only so much sidewalk you can jam up in New York, I think, before people tell you to go to hell. Let's see what happens. And I'm back on the road. Oh god. This bag already fucking... This is stupid. I don't know what I'm doing here. There we go. Okay, one down, ladies and gentlemen. Lucy's was very fun because it was my first time filming a special, and something I've sort of avoided. And to be honest with you, something I might still avoid. I do have mixed feelings on specials these days. Like, I do just think I love comedy when it happens in the room, and I'm super happy with what we shot. But we did 2 tapings, and truthfully, if I'd only had the first taping, I wouldn't have been happy. I don't want to disrespect anybody who might have been at the 7:30 show. But yeah, you guys were a bad crowd. Bad crowd, you deserve to feel bad. I never blame the crowd. And even as I call you guys a bad crowd, I'll fully admit, like, we could have done better. But there's just an unnatural, and like, you're trying to prime a crowd for a taping, you gotta do all this shit where you do the housekeeping, you have to grab levels, you have to coach them sort of, you know, cheer at different volumes so they can get the levels right. It just takes all the fun and spontaneity out of it. Everyone becomes hyper aware of what's going on. Now, that being said, we could have still done better just performing, but you know, it was a fine show, but they didn't give it up for anybody. They weren't, I've been doing all these shows, these Wednesday shows at Lucy's that are like the funnest thing I do in comedy right now, and I love it. And so I know the room is like, its baseline is normally hot, so when the crowd doesn't start out that way, I'm inclined to say there's just some bad people. Not bad people, just wasn't the hottest crowd. Then the second show was really fun, but even that one, Cigar, New York, big style, big city trash. Yeah, basically, oh man, there's just so much. What really differentiates New York is just so much general litter blowing around. Like, there's less big items, there's just more of everything. Yeah, late show was good, and I was feeling better. And then there was a couple in the very front row that I could tell. I saw the girl early on, just her eyes, like she just had too much to drink. You know, it was a 9:45 show, like 10:45 almost by the time I go on stage. I could tell she wasn't totally focused, and about 10 minutes in, they're starting to have like a conversation in the front row. So I stopped the show, you know, we're taping, so I said, hey, like, I'm not mad at you guys, but like, I see what's going on here. Like, I feel like this only ends one way, which is like you guys getting up at some point. So do you want to just do it now? Like, I'll just, you know, we can edit around it cleanly if you guys just do this now rather than lingering. And then the girl got up first, and ran out, but the guy stayed, and I was like, are you not going with me? He's like, I'm going to let her get a head start. And I kind of joked about that, and just basically, like, what made the second show fun were the non-taping like aspects of it. And I kept joking with the producer who was in the room, just breaking the fourth wall, being like, Blake, let's leave all this in. Let's just make this the special. Me just doing housekeeping and making sure we kick these people off the front row and get new people to replace them, because now the continuity of the show, blah, blah, blah. That was like, yeah, like what, the things that I love about the second show were the elements of it that aren't good for a recorded special. So I'm super excited to see how it turns out. And at the end of the day, like, I've become what I hate. It's sort of like everybody just wants crowd work clips, and I'm looking at that second show being like, yeah, it'll be good. Like, honestly, you know, if you win the Juno for Comedy Album of the Year in Canada, it doesn't really get you necessarily the most. I've talked to some people who won it, and they said, yeah, you know, I probably added a few $100 to my corporate rate, but it's not like booking, not like those corporates increase dramatically in booking or whatever. And most people don't care. I don't think you win any cash or anything. So really, like, I look at that whole night, I'm like, yeah, maybe I got that one good crowd work clip, which is like, this is all anyone wants anymore. So a cannabis wrapper, I think, cream premium. Just so much general trash. Like, I'm trying to get my way to Chinatown here. I want to get in on this soccer game, and I'm just never going to do it at the current rate, ladies and gentlemen. It's a nice car. I like this color of car. I'm not a car guy, so I can't say much about Benzes, but I think this is a nice car. It's going. Is it your car?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a nice car. Yeah. Maybe I'll get a ride in that car one day. Maybe trash talk will lead me to being friends with that cool guy. What do you call that? Racing green? That's a good. I should just ask that guy. Yeah, I think he's already done with me. It's New York. He's got no time for me. God damn, this is hey, how New York is this trash? This is a fallen bacon, egg, cheese. The BEC, the bacon, egg, cheese. I actually ate one this morning. I wasn't even hungry because I came home late from Ashley Gavin's show yesterday. This show on the road is going to be a lot about me taking shits, I guess, when I discuss it. Because basically, I was coming home late, and there was a Paris Baguette store, which is a chain. And I just wanted something meaty. I just wanted a savory treat. So I stopped in, and they had these sort of like sausage bun rolls. And I asked the lady, is this like, can I get one of these? She goes, yeah, but our ovens are down. And I said, is it gross if I eat it cold? And she goes, well, it's not gross, but it might fuck your stomach up. I looked at her and I went, so which is better, the sausage? So I was like, what? She's like, I like the sausage. I was like, fuck me up. And the staff was laughing at me as I walked out eating my cold sausage bun. And yeah, and then I took some bad dumps, and that was my morning. So yeah, I didn't really need any food this morning, but as I was walking to go get the pickers, you just passed bodega after bodega, and it's just, I just know that they're all gonna do like a pretty good bacon, egg, cheese. Some are better than others. I'm sure New Yorkers have very strong opinion when I say they're all good. Some, oh, that place is fucking trash. But they're all pretty much, you know, they all have bacon, egg, and cheese, and you can request any bun, and I know they have nice bagels. And again, I'm sure that's a very controversial take here. Oh, they all have nice bagels. No, they're not all the fucking same, bro. I don't want it to sit in my bucket. Basically, despite not really needing any food, I ate a super greasy bacon, egg, cheese this morning at 9:45 a.m., which might sound late to you, but like when I'm at home, I never eat before 10 a.m. anyway. I'm normally up at like 7-ish. And then, yeah, and then I eat after 10, but despite having, I'd finish eating way earlier at home. I would never have a 11:30 sausage egg roll at home, but I did both those things. I ate late and I ate early, and it was extra greasy, so excited to see how all that works out for me. I don't want to have to take out my phone to check where I'm going. I should really be able to just remember these things, but it's got to be around here. What street is this? Houston. What the hell is this? Vape cartridge? Vape cartridges are going to be the new cigarette wrappers one day. What have they done to us? What did they do to us? Oh God, this would have been a good time to be ready with my 360 cam setup that I keep talking about, because there's just so much to look at. I'm not really looking at any of it, so I hope you guys get what you want out of this. Again, you guys, I don't know who's watching this aside from my aunties. Shout out Auntie Donna, Auntie Mimi. I think Mimi might mean she's a great auntie, and and by that I mean she's my grandmother's sister. Not that she's a phenomenal auntie. She is as well, but she's also a great aunt. And yeah, Jews have their names: Mimi, Baba, Zeta. So I don't think I might be calling her Auntie there. I don't actually even know. But they're watching. They give me notes like, "Let us see more of the garbage." There's some fun Mickey Mouse. I don't even think that's graffiti. I think it's an intentional mural. I think you call that a mural. So I'm making my way towards the field, hoping that I'll be able to get into a pickup soccer game. And also knowing that right around the corner from there, oh baby, there is a place that sells these dumplings. I didn't know about this in 2012 when I was here, but I found it last time on my trip. Yeah, for sure, man. It's all you. Sorry. Yeah, no, I appreciate that. Yeah, I don't have any cans for you. I'd trade you, but yeah, no problem. Yeah, no, that's yeah, I get it, man. It's not easy. You gotta do what you gotta do, and yeah, as long as you don't leave a mess, you're not hurting nobody. I get it, man. Good luck, man. Yeah. It's a nicer interaction than half the interactions I'm having in Osborne Village these days. I definitely have asked people to clean up after they're rooting through my back alley, and they don't, and that hurts. That hurts because they'll look me right in the eye and tell me that they will. But actually, you know what? It's not even the homeless. The worst mess makers I had in my back lane recently. For a while, there's this kid who would come and smoke his bong. Well, first he would just smoke weed, and I was like, hey man, like, all good, you know, like, for record, it's actually a terrible spot to be smoking weed, but I was like, you know, just clean up, be respectful, and he was like, yeah. And then after a while, I started noticing these big puddles of spit, and I could just totally picture him smoking these fucking blunts and just spitting, horking onto this one spot and leaving this, like, caustic stain of spit right on my back step, so. And the next time I saw him, I kind of gave him a hard time. I was like, are you the one who's spitting back here, man? Like, what did I say about, like, just be respectful? He was like, oh, yeah, for sure, bro, sure. And then, yeah, then the next time I saw him, he had another guy with him, and they had a bong. And they were, like, set up like it was the chill station. Like, they had a bong, they had a 2-liter Stone Cold. And, yeah, I gave him a hard time. And then, and then a couple weeks later, he was back at it again, and he had the full-on dab ring, and I fucking burst out the back door and was yelling at him about it. I was like, yo, man, like, quit fucking with me. Like, I was respectful to you, and now you're fucking with me, and you got the bong here. And goes, bro, it's not a bong, it's a dab rig. And I was like, that's worse. And he's looking at me, like, I told you, it looks worse. I'm like, hey, man, there's nothing funny going on here. Get the fuck out of here. Next time I come out of here, I'm gonna smash your stupid fucking dab rig. And that was the last time we saw them. And you know what? I don't feel bad because A, I gave him a lot of rope, and B, it's not even a good place to smoke. Like, I even told him, like, hey man, I don't know what you're doing here. Like, I was young, I used to like to smoke places. The whole point is go somewhere that's chill, where people aren't constantly coming out of the building to dump their garbage. And like, I was like, there's a park just 30 seconds away, walk to the park. Like, what the fuck are you doing here? And yeah, I chewed him out as good as I could. Oh, I see a garbage over there I want to dump at. Maybe then I won't have to take out my liner. Ooh, there's garbage over here I could dump at. Hello. This is when it starts getting real exciting. Oh, some garbage is going to blow out of my bucket right at me. Receipt. Oh, I'll come back for that. We'll come back for that. Bucket's full. All right. Here's a classic bucket dump. I feel like people, if I were people watching, I would like when I actually dump the bucket and you get that. Hey, Cybertruck. Look at that. What a piece of shit. What a classic piece of shit that person is. No, I'm just kidding. I don't like the Cybertruck. I don't think you're a piece of shit necessarily if you have one. Good for you. You got the money for something that, you know, people say it looks weird. I bet you, Elon is an idiot in many ways, but I think he does see future trends, and he's probably bang on that soon everything's gonna look like Blade Runner, and the Cybertruck will be the first of those cars. So good for him, and good for whoever owns that Cybertruck. You don't see too many of those in Winnipeg. I've seen one, I think. If you see a fire truck, don't destroy it. Just let the person have their fun. I want to hit this park. I want to pick up around the park, and I want to have eyes on it in case a pickup soccer game starts. I will immediately abandon this cast and come back to it if there's a chance to play pickup soccer. Left and then right. I'm very bad at directions in a way that I don't think I always was, and I blame smartphones. And there's There's no two ways about it. Smartphones have made us all dumber in many ways. I remember the first time I went on a big trip on my own. I was 20. 20? Yeah, I guess I was. There was no smartphones, so I remember like looking maps up in advance and drawing maps for myself, and I could actually hold directions in my head and say, okay, when I get out of that subway station, I'm walking up. I remember I drew maps of Athens, and I successfully navigated my way to my hostel, and I could like, I can't get across a corner without completely losing my orientation now. There's no sun. Yeah, that's what I'll blame it on. If the sun were in the sky, I'd be able to tell you which way is west, but no, it's not even like when I memorize directions. I don't even learn east-west now. I just literally need turn-by-turn navigation, or I'm dead. You guys can tell me what that is. I don't even know what that is. More plastic. The taping was very good. There's the production people from Folks Films. These are the people on the ground. And then the larger production company that was handling it was Counterfeit, who are based in Toronto. I've dealt with them in different ways over the years, not necessarily as Counterfeit Productions, but the people of Counterfeit have been in different roles in comedy. One of them was Zoe, who was the booker for Just for Laughs when she booked me in 2022. Yeah, basically they're very nice people, and the Folks Film people are very nice people. Huge friends of comedy. Huge friends of comedy. Bowery Bungalow, god damn you. Well, it's a hand grab. It's nice. It's actually a totally serviceable postcard. I don't think Chloe would like it if I brought it back into our hotel room, but that's a totally fine postcard, ladies and gentlemen. And yeah, the Folks Film people are super nice. They've filmed other comedian specials. They filmed other comedian sketches. Shout out to Benji Rothman and The Curling Bachelor, which is shot just pre-COVID. And I actually feel like Benji really got fucked by COVID because it was a really funny niche sketch. It was The Bachelor, but a curler who was picking his curling team. And he just had this idea for a sketch. They shot it at the Granite Curling Club, where now I do some comedy shows too, actually. And it was just a really funny sketch, really well shot by folks. And so yeah, they've been around comedy, sort of helping out for years. And they're really nice. And after we did my special on, hello, big dog. After we did my special on the Friday, on the Saturday, met them, Folks Counterfeit, and some comedians, and had a nice old 10-person dim sum festival. We went to my favorite spot, Sampo, and I always pride myself on ordering for the group and just ordering the right amount the first time. I don't feel like they want you to ask for the sheet. I don't think they ever want you to add on stuff at dim sum. That's how I feel. So I always pride myself on getting it right, which is there's a little bit of a craft to it, because you gotta know every order, every type of dumpling, how many multiples does it come in? Because if you have 10 people, you want everybody able to have, at least one of each. Like, okay, well, those come in 4, so I have to make sure I get 3 of that order, and then there'll be 2 left over for the people who really like that style, and so on and so forth. You don't want to end up with not enough for each person of the popular items. And just knowing that, it's simple math though, really. Like, as long as you know the dumpling multiples, then it's really just, I order about three items per person, give or take. Some items are bigger and smaller. But recently, the last few times I've gone dim sum, I fucked up the order. One time, I went with people, and I had this brain fart where the sticky rices, basically the sticky rices come in order of 2, and you can cut them in half because they're big enough that it's worth sharing. And so I order, basically two sticky rices to feed 4 people. And I ordered 1 sticky rice per person. There's this mountain of sticky rice. And then this time I had a brain fart too, where not everybody was there at the start, but I looked around the table and said, okay, there's 4 of us here, and then Folks Films coming, that's 2 more, and then Andy showing up, blah, blah, blah. And it was only 10 people, but when I did the math, I ordered for 12. I don't know, I remember looking around the table thinking, yeah, like 6 here, 4 coming, and somehow, I don't know if I did 6 plus 4 equals 12, or I just lost the plot, so I ordered too many. There's no two ways about it. We had a lot of dumplings. I don't want to miss this game. But yeah, it was a great time. There's no better social meal than dim sum. Everybody gets to try something a little different. Man, am I walking the wrong way? So if I walk down a block and then left again, it's right in there. I'm gonna cross the street, and I think I'm gonna find this place. Or I'm very stupid. That's the other possibility, that I am so stupid I'm gonna keep walking around this park somehow. This park on top of having a nice soccer field, has some basketball courts. And just out of curiosity, right before this, I just put a little can or a little plastic cup directly into the garbage. Yeah, I looked at the reviews for this park randomly. Can I get this can before traffic hits me? Yes, I can. Yes, I can. What a feeling when you snag a can right as a Baldor specialty foods truck's about to mow you down. Okay, if it's not in there, then I'm really lost, but I'll find it. Anyway, I looked up the reviews of this park, Sarah Roosevelt Park. You can look it up in Chinatown. And the top review is hilarious. It's this guy who writes with a very poetic style. He writes a bunch of reviews. He's actually being a food influencer. But none of his food, so from this review, I found his Instagram where he has like 90,000 followers and he is a successful, seemingly successful, food reviewer. But this guy also just churns out really well-written Google reviews that get no likes. I threw like on all of them. And he reviewed Roosevelt Park where he said he was coming back and he had some case of gut rot from something he'd eaten. And he was feeling down, and then he just noticed this short Jewish guy in baggy sweats on the courts, and he said, "That's Adam Sandler." And he went over and checked it out, and yeah, sure enough, Sandler was dishing the rock in this park, and his review is really funny. He said this is just a classic New York thing, and furthermore, like after studying the Sandman's game, he's too generous. He needs to be greedier. He's getting looks, and it was actually hard to watch him pass them off when he should have been being more aggressive, taking some shots. It was a really thought out basketball review, you know. It's like, if nothing else, like you got to keep the defense honest, which is true, because whether it's soccer or basketball or whatever, like, yeah, you need them to know that they have to defend your shot. If they know you're always passing, then you're kind of giving them the break where they don't really have to commit to defending you, because they can just anticipate that you're gonna dish it. And this guy had reviewed that. He had this really nice review of the big meadow in the big field in Central Park, where he was saying he went there with his family, his parents, with a little DIY charcuterie board. And he had some great lines like, you know, I'm at the point now where, you know, my parents are really more my friends, and that's just such a beautiful phase of life. And I just couldn't believe how nice this guy's reviews were. So somehow I have missed this park. I thought it was gonna be like right there. Oh, it is. It is, okay, all right, we found it. And maybe we'll see my dim, no, but it's not there. I don't know where the fuck I'm going. Yeah, it is. Yeah, it is. Well, it's wild how disoriented I can get. Absolutely wild. I'm losing trash here. Fun graffiti over there. Yeah, I'm sorry you're not getting, like I said, the classic New York views, but those reviews those have to be out there ad nauseum. If you just search fisheye view of Times Square, you'll find that. I'm giving you the streets here. But after I found this guy's Google reviews, which get no likes or reactions whatsoever, at the bottom of his Google reviews, he plugs his Instagram, and that's how I found his 90,000 follower account. And I shot him a message and said, "Hey man, I just read your review of the park. That was beautiful and super funny. Like, are you in town today? Like, I'll buy you lunch." And then I looked deeper into his profile, and I can tell from his stories he's actually in Paris right now. So, I mean, I don't think he'll even see my messages, but I did try and say, "Hey, now I see you're in Paris. If hopefully we get to cross paths one day. You just seem like you'd be a great conversation." Obviously, I'm fishing for a trash talk, yes, but actually, I would just like to talk to this guy and let him know he writes beautifully. J Novo or something. I'll tag it. I'll figure out how to get in here. Oh God, these people, I assume, come from here and sit here, so I'm gonna let them clean up their own goddamn mess. Keep New York City clean. Hey, I agree with you. I'm out here doing my part. Ain't even my fucking town. I don't think this liner system is actually working. Not bad. So obviously every city has these food delivery things, but I've seen this style of car here, which is crazy. Not car, cart. It's a big bike. It's an e-bike, an Amazon e-trike almost, and the back is like maybe a 2-foot by 4-foot container, and it's an e-bike, and you see these guys pedaling around. It's just a goddamn free-for-all in these streets. Too many random ass methods of conveyance. Right here, I think this is the park where J Novo saw Adam Sandler, the basketball courts. And yeah, a little deeper in is the soccer cage, where I'm gonna check it out and see if anybody will let me get in a game. Last time I was here, it was a crazy good pickup game that I was lucky enough to get into, but I realized like 10 minutes in, basically it was a pay-to-play game. Somebody had booked the field This guy was here with, there with pennies. God damn it, I can't get this fucking Red Bull. Oh, you fucking piece of shit. And I think he must have known that I wasn't on his list because he seemed to know all his regulars. But when the game started, not everybody was there, so he didn't say anything, put me in the game. And then I was playing pretty good, Binu. So he never said anything. I played for the full hour. Real nice. Oh yeah, there's a game going. Okay, we gotta pick it up here. We're gonna take a little break to play some soccer, folks. And there's at least a shirtless guy on the field, which that suits my style of play. Tarps off. Anyway, yeah, I went and played for the full day. These guys are just passing, hang around this area. And the next day, or maybe 2 days later, I went back and I saw the guy, and I was sort of like, it looked like a full game, like even strength. So I went to the back. I was like, hey, can I like be a sub? Can I get in here? And he started saying, no, just get in. You play. You go this way. You're going this way. And I was like, all right, I want to get in the game. So I played for like 15 minutes. Again, I was playing good, but then another guy showed up and changed. He was like, yo, where can I get in? And then the guy who organized the game was going, who didn't sign up? Who didn't sign up? And I didn't say anything for a minute because I was hoping somebody else would confess to not signing up. And for the record, there was a guy in the game who was absolutely terrible. Like, nice guy, obviously he wants to learn soccer, but this wasn't a game to learn. This was like people were playing pretty hard, and he was on our team and absolutely just costing us goals. And so I was kind of looking at this guy like, are you going to own up to the fact that you should not be playing right now? But who knows? Maybe he did sign up. Maybe he did pay. So anyway, after 20 seconds of everyone just looking at each other, I said, I didn't pay. I didn't sign up. And he goes, oh, what do you mean you didn't sign up? I looked at him. I was like, yo, man, I didn't sign. I walked up and said, can I get in? You know I don't belong here. And so then I had to sit down. Ooh, what's going on here? Are these people about to play? I think they are. Yeah, maybe we're gonna change and see if we get in a fucking game here. Yeah, these are ballers. These are some ballers stepping up. I see tall, thin guys with track pants. And we want to get in a game. Are they cooling off? Oh, I'm gonna change. I'm gonna see what happens. I'll pick up more shit later. I'm gonna put all my stuff away so they don't confuse me with someone who has no business being here. Yeah, we'll talk to you guys after some football here. All right. Quick bonus trash talk after an intense game here at Sarah Roosevelt Park. I'm not gonna lie to you, I was talking a lot of shit at halftime. So this is just absolutely filthy. And you can't even blame anybody but the goddamn people who play here. Well, actually no, I guess I did see a homeless guy, and he was our DJ, and he probably drank all these, what the fuck are these crazy stallion lagers? He left most of a crazy stallion lager behind. Oh god. Yeah, look, it's a real short and real haggard here. This may very well be the court that the guy was talking about seeing Adam Sandler playing on. I can't tell if it was this or the other one, but this is my favorite thing about coming to New York, in a city with unlimited culture and comedy. I just love playing pickup soccer with strangers. If I could do any other TV show aside from Trash Talk, I would just play pickup soccer in different cities with strangers. There's so much trash here. I can't even. Fucking full bottle of tequila, or empty bottle of tequila. There's gotta be a better system here. I'm like absolutely gone. We played for like 2 hours. Yeah, I was talking all that shit. I wasn't the first one to get tired, but anybody who's played with me know I work hard for my team, but my knee, I just couldn't move in one direction and then it come to a full stop, so I was pretty much ineffective at that point. I can only really move one way, and there's no change of direction, so those are important things. You know what, I can't pick up. I'm fucking toast, people. I talked all that shit. I hope I did long enough before. Jesus Christ. Whew. Well, lesson learned. Can't play pickup soccer and do trash talk at the same time. I'm gonna go home to the hotel, shower, nap, probably, I assume. Fuck, actually, I gotta go get those dumplings. All right, so I'm gonna go get $5 dumplings, can of Coke, nap. Yeah, you know, yeah, please, yeah, by all means, hey. Hey, man, you're a great player, by the way. What was your name?
Abdi.
Abdi? Hey, I'm Mike. Yeah, good to play with you, man. Yeah, nice to meet you, buddy. Yeah. All right, we'll just get a couple more things out of here, and then, yeah, dumplings, shower, and then Graham K, great Canadian comedians here, told me about some steakhouse that is apparently pretty good and reasonably priced. We all know, on top of being a garbage guy, I'm a deal guy. So I'm gonna go looking for that juicy steak and fries right by my place. But yeah, I'm just take my word for it. I'm gonna pick up a little bit more, and then I'm just gonna get the fuck out of here. But this will be my trash talk panorama. Get one nice shot. Harry, thanks very much for organizing. That was great, man. You run a good game. I'm gonna make it after all. Okay. Fuck me. Woo! That was something. I'm fucking gobsmacked, ladies and gentlemen. I haven't felt like this in a long time. That's humbling. That's good. Okay, bye.
I'll see you next time, man.
Hey, man, you're immense out there. I don't know how you're so big but so agile. Like the cuts, I was like, he's gonna cut, and then he'd fucking roast me every time. Yeah, no, he's just terrifying. Absolutely terrifying. All right. After all that, this is what it's all about. This giant crispy beef and this huge serving of, I think, a dozen, 20, I don't even know. It's so many goddamn crispy pork dumplings, it'll melt your goddamn brain. All that for $8 from this little place in Chinatown. If I was a food blogger, I'd have got the shot of me getting it. And if I was a food blogger, I'd show you me eating it and be like, oh my God, it's so good. Well, I'm actually gonna eat this, at least one bite of this crispy pork, crispy sesame beef, because I'm just so fucking hungry, but maybe I won't even because I can't juggle it all. But this is what it's all about, Chinatown game. The organizer said I was pretty good. And let's be clear, this is a game where if there was a bunch of high school kids there, they would have clowned every single grown man playing, but it was a pretty good game and I was a pretty good part of it despite getting pretty fucking tired. Should have scored a couple, but I did assist. I got a big ooh at one point for one of my passes that led to a goal. And this is the episode 17, 6, I don't fucking know. It's Trash Talk in New York. We're eating crispy sesame beef pancakes. Have fun out there, people. These kids are playing basketball. I'm gonna watch them. It's gonna be nice.